Well, I told people I have a PhD in white trashology, and you saw real white trash on display. And let me say something about Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She dresses like white trash. She really needs a fashion consultant. Could I recommend George Santos?
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about James Carville attacking the Republican Party as being full of white trash. Now, this is a response to the State of the Union address because Marjorie Taylor Greene got up and said a few things in response to what Joe Biden was saying. He doesn't like what she said, so he wants to call her white trash. Now, before I get into the video, which I do have, and if you want to see that in full without my commentary, links in the bio, IG, go there or go to the description box. But James Carville is from Georgia, the same as Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're not really that much different. So if you want to call her white trash, well, you might want to invest in the mirror. And before I go any further, let's roll the clip to get more of the first clip in context. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
You know, you don't plan for these things. You've done a lot of them. You've advised a lot of candidates and presidents. I guess if you had your pick, you'd say maybe better to not have someone screaming lie or maybe just do the darn thing. But it also seemed to expose exactly what the president's up against. Was that a bad moment for Republicans?
Well, I told people I have a PhD in white trashology, and you saw real white trash on display. And let me say something about Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She dresses like white trash. She really needs a fashion consultant. Could I recommend George Santos?
There was so much in that first little bit, and I'm sorry to pause it, but I got to just react right now before it slips my mind. First of all, the left engage in racism all the time, 24/7, and then they point their finger at us on the right and say, you guys are the racists, you hate black people, you hate minorities, you hate everybody. But really, they hate everybody. They judge on race. Race comes first with them. Why would you be able to call somebody white trash on television and say that it's not a racist thing? You put any other group of people in there, then it'd be racist and it wouldn't be a question. They're racist on the left. Not all, but a lot of them, like this guy, James Carville, is most certainly a racist. That's just an obvious fact from what he's saying right here, not from anything else. And then, are you homophobic? Why would you say George Santos should be the guy that would dress her up because he's gay and they know how to dress, or they're into fashion more than heterosexual men? Again, you want to call us on the right the homophobes and we're afraid of drag queen story time because we hate queer people. But you just made a joke about LGBT people that if I made on the right, then I'm considered to be a homophobe and all type of stuff. So I really don't understand. And then to talk about George Santos some more, they want to attack George Santos for being a drag queen. I thought they liked that kind of behavior. I thought they championed that kind of behavior. They take their 5 and 6-year-old little kids to drag queen story time inappropriately. But then when the guy's an actual drag queen on the right, you want to attack him talking about, oh, well, he's not really being real. He's not really. Well, which one is it? Either you're going to support that kind of behavior or you're not. But I digress. Let's keep on going.
He could do a good job of dressing up where she doesn't announce her white trashdom by her own clothes.
Well, I'll tell you, James, her thing was saying, oh, the outfit was supposed to do the spy balloon, the antics. I wonder what you think on policy where the president basically this is what he has to deal with. And for folks who don't follow it every day but watch the State of the Union, it's kind of a reminder of, hey, you reach across the aisle and this is what you get sometimes.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's just politics. Everybody does that. When Trump was in office, of course, we all know how that went. The left went much harder at Trump than the right are now going at Joe Biden. Okay, you didn't get impeached twice with no results. A big fat nothing burger, a goose egg, zero zilch, nada. Came up with nothing. Then you went to raid Mar-a-Lago over some Time magazine covers and random stuff that he was able to take from the White House with no problem. They have attacked this man in all type of ways, from the media, from the politicians, from the deep state, permanent DC staffers and all that. But then when a couple people or a few people at the State of the Union address vehemently oppose what Joe Biden is saying and vocalize their grievance, it's like, oh, see what we got to deal with? That's what they do. Not even thinking about everybody doing the exact same thing on both sides, but to a greater extent on the other side, that side being the side that these two boobs are on?
Well, first of all, their lust for cutting Social Security and Medicare is well documented. We know that Newt Gingrich shut the government down and, of course, got defeated in the end. We know that George W. Bush tried to privatize Social Security and Medicare. We know that when Paul Ryan was Speaker and John Boehner, they did everything they could to cut Social Security and Medicare. We know that is their objective. I've heard today
now Joe Biden speaking about a long time ago, speaking about during George H.W. and stuff like that. If you want to go back that far, Joe Biden in 1995 as a senator proposed looking at everything to potentially cut. When you're talking about reducing federal spending, sunsetting everything, not just Medicare, Social Security, he was trying to sunset everything. So don't bring that into it and neglect your own man's past. If you're going to bring up the past from 40 years ago, let's bring up Joe Biden's 30 years ago.
Congressman from South Dakota saying that we got to come together and make these cuts. So President Biden is 1,000% right on this. And he's right to press ahead. And I thought he had a great night last night. And it's the level of white trashdom in the Republican Party is just staggering. I mean, for somebody that has observed it for a long time like I have, I've never seen it manifest itself on the level that it's manifesting itself.
And as for the
so that's that. There you have it, James Carville. Now just take a look at James Carville. Now, if you want to judge based on appearance, Mr. Carville, what do you have on right now? You're on television, dressed like you about to go to a barbecue. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this hat. You have on a polo shirt, and the collar is not even together. Like, I'm in my house right now just doing this video. You are on television, sir. You on MSNBC. Your man has on a suit, tie, etc. You have on a lazy polo shirt, an undershirt that probably has Dale Jr. on it. If you take the polo shirt off, it'll reveal Dale Jr. or Dale Sr., RIP. Okay, so what are we talking about? White trashdom. I don't really understand. If you're going to go based on that, then, like I said, invest in the mirror. You'd be surprised at the results. But as I close, I'm going to say this. This is pretty much how the left operates. They always bring up race. They say, oh, you guys on the right, you're racist, you're hateful, you're homophobic. They do the exact same things that they accuse us of doing. We don't really do it. May somebody judge somebody based on appearance or whatever. Of course, everybody does that. It's called being a human being. That's what called having eyes and a brain and an opinion about certain particular things in society and in this world and our neighbors and friends and family and whatever, potential acquaintances, former acquaintances. But these people, they do it all the time and they pretend like they don't do it. Like they're just some kind of virtuous breed of people that do no wrong. We know the reality. If you're looking at reality for what it is, rather than what someone thinks that it should be, rather than viewing the world through rose-tinted glasses, you can see the reality. People like to just make up stuff all the time. They're not being truthful. And I hope more people start to realize that. I hope more people that vote Democrat all the time without really questioning it see stuff like this and be like, well, wait a minute. Isn't that what you say the other side does? Why am I voting for you if I'm getting the exact same things that you say that they do that I don't want? It doesn't make much sense, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what James Carville said here? Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene is a redneck or white trash or whatever your thoughts are? Let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about the level of racism that comes from the left all the time? Quick story before I wrap up, for real. When I was younger, young and dumb, I was a leftist, and I'd be on the internets arguing with conservative people. And I never really got anything racist back. It'd be like, man, learn how to read, pick up a book, that type of thing, because I was just saying things that were wrong. Now that I look back on it, I knew that I was wrong because I know more now than I knew back then at age 21, 22, whatever it was. But now that I'm on the right arguing against the left, all type of N-words, all type of racial, it's always some racial stuff every single time. Every time is racial stuff right away, instantly. You're a black person, you get judged because of that. Oh, you're black, you shouldn't like this. You're black, you can't live here, you can't do this, you can't. All limitations, all racial stereotypes, innuendos, hateful rhetoric, racial slurs. But conservatives are the ones who are racist. It doesn't make any sense from my experience being on both sides of the proverbial gun. I see where the actual problem lies, and it's not with us, it's with them. It's very simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.